Hi guys, this is NHB again, Crazy Just Might Work on Instagram, and today I'll be showing you how to do the Time Traveler. This is the picture of it on my Instagram page, as you can see. Today I'll be doing, this is a 4-pin design. You can do it on the Loom or you can do it on the Monster Tail. Either way, it's fine. It's not too tricky. Maybe it might be easier on the Loom for some aspects, but we'll talk about that when we get through. I'm going to do this to match my son's friend's shirt he's wearing today with Rainbow Loom, Glitter Blue, and Opaque Ocean Blue. So I'm going to use the Opaque Ocean Blue where the caramel colour is in this photo, and I'm going to use the Glitter Blue for where the black is. So we'll see how that turns out, and hopefully it'll be clear enough colours for you to see. Alright, let's get started. So you just need your loom set up with a hole between there, because that's where it's going to grow to. You start with your standard 4-pin setup, twisting to all 4 pins. Whoa, I got my hook stuck. Yo! By the way, I do have my son and his friend playing around in the backyard at the moment. I figured if I waited for the perfect quiet time, I was never going to get any of my tutorials done, and as you know, well, you might know, I've got a backlog of tutorials to do, so if there's noise, please forgive that. Okay, so grab one of those bands you're using for the main body of it, hook it over and hook it through. So it's just your standard start to a 4-pin, I don't know, what do you call it? Quad thingy? Okay. Next thing is you grab the one that you're going to have as the little highlight and pop one of those bands over each peg. Grab another of the other bands and go inside that. You don't want to go underneath it and around the outside of it. You want to go inside those bands that are placed on there and grab the bottom band and just hook it over. Push that down. Now this is just gets a little fiddly, this bracelet, so I may not show it a lot of times because it'll make it a very long video, but I'll try and make it really clear when I do show it. What we want to do is give those bands a little pull out so they're kind of sitting more in between those two body of the bracelet bands. There. Now the next thing you need to do is actually flip up. Like, make sure it's well pushed down too, because that helps. Actually flip up each band over and leave it sitting on the inside of the pin. So you can do that with your fingers or you can do that with the hook. I'll do it with the hook because it's easier to stay out of your way. And try and keep it a little bit even, and you'll see why for the next step. Like, not sort of sitting way over this side or way over this side. That's what I mean by even. Okay, so once you've got all of those flipped up, you're going to lay another. Oh, I find it easy to flip it up with my fingers at that step, especially with these springy bands. You're going to lay another one of your main bands through here. Then grab band underneath and flip it over. Really easy steps so far. Alright, now this next step is the only thing that gets a little bit fiddly. So it's not particularly difficult, it's just fiddly. Okay, see how you've got on this side, you've got these 2 bands sticking out here, and you've got 2 bands sticking out, sorry about the focus, you've got 2 bands sort of sticking out there. What you're going to do is grab this band here, and you're going to grab the opposite side. See where it's kind of created a little loop there. Now you're only grabbing this band so that it doesn't slide over and disappear, because you just have to retrieve it then. You grab this and pick it up, and you don't twist it or do anything, you just pick it up because it's sort of sideways and slide it over there. And you do the same thing on this side, grab that and just pull it, don't twist it, don't do anything, just pull it sideways and over that band. Okay, so same thing on this pin, grab a hold of either side. Whoa, sorry about this, it's just a little bit awkward to show. Hopefully you get the idea. So grab this side and that way, grab this side and pull it through that way. Alrighty. This is where it does get a little bit easier on the monster tail because you can turn it round a little bit easier. Alright, I'm going to turn this round just because it's simpler, and you might find that it's simpler as well. So I'm going to grab this side of this band and try not to lose this side. Grab a hold of that. Grab this one, hook it across, and grab this one and slide it across. Okay, on the next one, same again. So it's just that step. So I'll show you what happens if you lose it. So if you grab that side and it pulls through, which is probably going to happen sometime while you're doing this bracelet, all you have to do is make sure you go under this band here and grab that band that you actually want to loop and pull it through there. Try not to twist it. So see how they're all lying quite flat and straight? Try not to twist it. Give it a little stretch. Whoa! Lost it. So let's see, try that again. Try to twist it and then do that action again. So it's not a big drama if you lose it. It's not going to slide out anywhere, but it's just a bit of a pain having to retrieve it. So it's easier if you can keep hold of it. Alright, so we've done that, and the next thing we're going to do is grab another of our main bands and grab that up and over. And then those two bands that you flipped up and over. I find that you can do it in one step. I just find it a little bit easier to do it in two steps. So it's entirely up to you whether you flip them up in one step or two, but I do like the main body band being in front of that. So doing it in two steps, I just find a little bit easier. Push down, and we'll do all over again. So lay a single band, flip those up and over, push down, drop your bands on the pins. Sorry if I'm getting my own light here. Hope these videos aren't too dark. I'm trying a new lighting system my dad set up for me. Alright, so we're going to set those up, drop them on, 4 pins, go inside those, loop it up and over, inside that, loop it up and over, inside, loop it up and over. Right. Next thing you do, stretch them back, push it down, and flip this up. Okay, so flip each of those bands up so that's sitting on the inside of the pin instead of the outside. And if you've pushed it down far enough, they will sit. So that's why you need to give it a good push down before that step, and then they will sit, especially those springy bands. Grab your main body band, grab that, and just flip that up and over again to join those on. Okay, now we're at that fiddly step again. So each band has now formed a poke out loop on either side of the pin, those ones there. So you're going to try not to lose the opposite side. Grab this one, pull it over without twisting it. Now you can do it with your fingers or you can do it with a hook. This step I find easier to do with a hook. And across. On to the next one. Grab this one and the one on the other side. Just hold that one on the other side so it doesn't slide in. Oh, hitting my coffee cup. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, flip that one over. Oops. Flip that one just across. And you'll know that you haven't twisted it if you get this little sort of looped shape here. If you can see that, so it should look like that. I'm going to turn it around because I find it easier. Grab that side, lift it across, and then grab this side and lift it across, either with your fingers or the hook. Okay, so I've got this one here. Much easier to demonstrate if I was using the Monster tab, but I know people do like the Loom demonstrations a lot, so we'll go with this one. Lifting that across, grabbing the hook, and lifting that across. Okay, so you end up with that twisted piece. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you end up with that, I don't know what you call that, but it's sort of looped around itself. It's almost like a figure 8 look if you twisted that. Alright, giving that a push down, and back to our 4-pin band. Now, as I said, you can either do this one at a time, or you can just pick up all 3 and hook them over. It's your own preference. If you think it looks the way you want it to look, flipping all of them up together, that is absolutely fine. I would say that if you flip them up together, try and get that main body band further away from the pin, and this one sitting next to the pin. Otherwise, you'll simply end up with a different look than the one I've got, and I'm sure it will probably look very nice too. And if you do happen to do that and get a different look, please tag me so that I can have a look at it, because I love seeing people's variations. Okay, I'll show you one more time, since it's pretty straightforward, I hope by now. It's just, as I said, it's not difficult, just a little bit fiddly on lifting those bands through without losing them and having to retrieve them. So you've done one more 4-pin, plain 4-pin lifted over. We'll get our 4 bands drop down here, and over the top, hooking through the dropped over bands. That links it on, pulling them through a little bit so that they sit between those other bands. I have no idea what they're doing downstairs, but it's getting noisy. Okay, I sent them downstairs with a picnic, hoping that that would keep them occupied for a short while. Okay, lifting it up and over, and moving on. Once you've got them all flipped up and over, grab another 4-pin band and lift it up and over to get those secured in that position. Whoa! Flipping it up and over. Alright, let me do that fiddly part. Grab this side of the loop and this side of the loop. I can hear the elephants on the stairs. And just hooking it through like that. So I'm trying to do this in a hurry because I promised my son he can play the Wii after I finish this video. Flipping it up and across. Up and across. Turning it round. If you can do it without turning around, all well and good, but I just find it a bit fiddly because you've got very little band to grab a hold of over this side. From this side, it's just as easy to put it on with my fingers. Whoops. If this one's not quite enough to hang on to, just give it a little pull out so that you can grab it with your fingers, or you can even grab it with another hook if you want to. This way, grab that, and through like that. Alright, push down, get you another 4-pin band all around, and do either that one over like I'm doing and then come back for the rest, or you can hook them all over. So I'm going to do one and then the next one. I just feel more comfortable doing that, and as I said, I think it makes a slightly different look depending on which band ends up being closer to the pin when you flip multi-bands over all at once. Alright, so hopefully at the bottom here we're starting to get something that looks vaguely like my Time Traveler one. It's a bit harder to see with this colour combination. It's to match, as I said, my son's friend's shirt, and it's a really pretty blue shirt. Might see if I can get him to model it before we go so I can post it. But if you can see, you've got where the black was, we've got that glitter blue and the stripe down here, so kind of it's like a wiggle and a stripe, and that's repeated on each side. You have that stripe and the zigzag sort of band. Alright, I shall go away and finish this off and come back. Okay, so again I apologise for the noise in the background. I just want to finish this off because my son's friend's about to go, and this is his bracelet. This is just the finishing off. I've done enough lengths to fit around his wrist. Very simple finish off. You can either just gather these up on your hook, get to the point where you've got the internal band there, or you can just gather them onto, actually I worked out last time, I need to gather them onto this peg because it's much easier than gathering onto a back peg. So just carefully unhook those, gather them onto one peg, grab a C-clip, which I never have prepared, I'm sorry, rattling, and clip it down over all 4 of those bands. Make sure you've got it on, lift it off, and that is the completed bracelet. So I actually really quite like this, and I will post this one with a picture of his friend's shirt so that we can see. There's the 4 original bands, so we'll go in, grab a hold of those. Again, it's not a flat bracelet, but you just get the feel of it so it's not twisted, and hook it on there, and that's your completed bracelet. Alrighty, so hopefully you've enjoyed this and it made sense to you. If you did like it, please like the video. Give me a follow on Instagram, Crazy Just Might Work, and go check out my other tutorials. Also, meant to say, check out Loves to Loom, who's doing tutorials on the bracelets that I did while I was on vacation as well. And she's doing a brilliant job of those, especially the hook-only ones, which she's only just started to do. So thank you to her, and check her out as well. Alrighty, catch you later. Bye.